Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about boosting, because when you are just about to reach the mid game, you should definitely not think about boosting because you need the resources, and I can't stress this enough. I say this in every single video of mine and I will continue to do so until you will understand it. Do not boost in early game or early mid game or mid game. Just you can start about end mid game to early end game. That's when you can start boosting. I will show you a very simple way, a little more of a complex way, and yeah, the full end game boosting I am not even doing myself because I would say I'm mid to end game. You know, I'm going towards end game. I'm still in mid game. You know, I got the coconut canister, I got the gummy mask. Gummy mask is an end game mask, and you know, there's still some stuff that I need. Same goes for the wand, but yeah, so the very early or actually mid game where you shouldn't boost at all, the only thing that you should do is use the field boosters, which you can have over here. So you can use the red field booster, you can use the mountaintop booster, which is over here. I'm just gonna quickly show you for the people who don't know. Even in the early game, you can do this at any time you want, unless you have unless you don't have any access to it because you don't have enough bees. But use every single field booster that you can. Now, there are a few things that you could use but you shouldn't use, so I'm just gonna quickly show you where the blue teleporter is, which is right over here. You should all know this by now. I mean, this is just some basic stuff. I mean, but you never know who's watching this video, so I'm just gonna show you. So these ones are 3 field boosters that you can use, which is free. There are a few things that you should stay away from, but you could use just sometimes, because I sometimes, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna pretend that I did an early game boost. I've done this before, you know, everyone will do it eventually. I'm not gonna tell you not to do it at all, but there are some items that you should actually watch out for, that you shouldn't use while boosting. So let me talk about some items in here. So you can, and you also have to use for some quests, sometimes you have to use gumdrops. It's not an entire, you know, it does give you bonus honey, but it's not the craziest boost. I mean, later on, if you have the gummy mask, the gummy morph is actually a really good boost, but wasting gumdrops on a full field of gumdrops is not a good boost. So if you want to boost your fields, if you're an early mid game, do not use gumdrops because you will need them later on. You will need them for the gummy mask, you will need them for the gummy bee, you will need them for the gummy boots, and basically you will need them for glue. And glue is a crafting component that you will use with basically almost anything mid to end game, you know, in items. So it's very important for you not to use it at all. So don't waste your gumdrops, man. You're going to use and need them later on, trust me. Stingers is one of these things that you shouldn't use. I mean, obviously for field boosting it's not that good, but if you use it to kill monsters, like if you want to kill, let's say, the tunnel bear for the first time, and you just about you just can't get it, it's just always a little HP left, you can use stingers to get the last one, the last few hits in, but don't use stingers. You will use them and need them as well. Now, micro converters are the ones that I constantly kind of use. It's not really a crafting component, at least not of my knowledge. I use micro converters all the time. They're really good. They're fun to use, so you don't have to go back to your hive. The whirly gig I don't use at all. Now let's talk about the field dice here. Now with the field dice, you will notice later on mid game to end game, you will notice that you will get a lot of field dice, man. I don't know where they come from. Back in the day they used to be so rare, you could only have like 15 or 10 of them, because they actually stacked, and I love that about the field dice. The first tip I have to give you is only use one of each, because it will replace the other one. So as far as I remember, so if I would use let's say a loaded dice, and I would use a smooth dice over it, the loaded dice buff will go away, as far as I remember. I'm not going to try it out now, but just don't do it. Loaded dice is also such a thing. Don't waste them. Just use one and use those fields. Honestly, just use those fields. Don't waste them. I used to do that. I had like 15 or 20 loaded dice, and I just tried to, you know, get my field in, even though it says it's a bit biased towards the field you're in, but it's, like it said, a bit biased, not fully. So you might want to use more, and don't do it. Don't do it. Now jelly beans come really quickly now. I mean, back in the day, they were also like kind of harder to get, and now I got like a full set of jelly beans. So if you want to really boost, and even if you're in early mid game or mid game, I recommend you using the field dice, not the smooth dice, not the loaded dice, and the jelly beans. These are the ones that I could tell you to use. Now let's talk about the red extract and blue extract, because they are kind of really controversial. In my eyes, I would not use them, but if you're like me and sometimes you have a lot over, so what I do, just check this out. This is what I do. So I would need, let's see how many I need. I think I need 150. No, I think I needed 100 for this crafting thingy here. So let's go over here. So I can't afford it, and I already got oh no, wait, I got the blue ones equipped, so I gotta get the red ones now. So I have 100. I need 100, right? And I have 112, so I could use 12 for boosting, but there's some other stuff that I need to get later on as well. For example, I think the demon mask, so I can't use them at all. But if you have stuff over, you can use it, but I don't necessarily recommend you doing it. Only if you really need to boost a specific field, I would use red and blue dice, red and blue extract, just once. Don't waste them. Now, these are the absolute no-nos, absolute important. Do not use glitter in the early mid-game to normal mid-game. Don't use glitter ever. This is like one of those things. Glitter and glue are the ones you really don't want to use, man. You really don't want to use them, because they're such an important crafting component. There's also one thing. Wait, I gotta actually make 10 oil so I can... Alright, so this is gonna be stupid. Don't ever do that, what I just did. Don't ever do that, okay? Don't do that. Just don't waste your tickets on the blender, but I just wanted to quickly get it done. I know, it's so tempting sometimes. Let me quickly craft the Crimson Guard. So I actually have both now. That's really smooth, man. That's really smooth. Yeah. Anyways, don't use your glitter, because they're so difficult to come by, man. They're really hard. You need a lot of moon charms. You need a lot of magic beans. So don't waste them. Don't waste glitter. Even in maybe in endgame boosting, if you really don't need to buy anything at all anymore, then you can use glitter. But until then, don't use it. Glue, same thing, man. You will need to use glue for so many different things. So don't use it in the early to mid game. I'm gonna do some full end game, well, mid-end game and mid-game, I don't know how to call it, wherever I am at, the boosting. I'm going to use them. I'm going to use some stuff here, but I'm going to show you that in a second right at the end of this video. So, enzymes. Now, I have a really good, now this is a really good tip. Actually, I wanted to use that for another video, and I might do another video on it as well. But the best way to get enzymes is to go up here. Now, check this out. This is a little bit of a trick. You go up here and you get yourself a moon amulet. Now, if you check out my moon amulet, look at this, 113% on pineapple patch, which actually turned out now to be one of my best patches to farm, because I have the gummy mask and stuff, and it's actually going to boost my wide field, also the coconut canister and stuff. So this is a really good field for me right now in yeah, you know, mid to end game kind of ish situations. And it's really good to farm here, because now check this out, look at my pineapples, 21,000. Every time I farm here, you know, I farm here so much, I collect so many of those, and that's really good, because with that you can craft enzymes, and with those enzymes, you know, that's one thing I use. That's something I use, because it gives you 10% instant conversion times 1.25 conversion rate for 10 minutes. So these are ones that I use, but only because I can, because I have so many. I could craft so many enzymes. Seriously, I can craft a lot of enzymes. So if you are like me and you can craft a lot of enzymes and you don't need to use them on anything, you can get it. You can get it. And yeah, let's continue. The tropical drinks. Well, you need them for your canister. So if you already have the canister and stuff, and you have the clogs and stuff and everything, you could think about using tropical drinks, because you can get them quite frequent. They're not that hard to get, and they're not crazy crafting materials. You will only need them. Oh, I have to kill the coconut crab, okay. But yeah, I use it sometimes when I boost for a white boost field. It's actually quite a lot of fun. And yeah, purple potions. I only use purple potions to boost in the wind shrine. Let me see if I can actually fully... yeah, I have 13 minutes, so that would be something I would do in a full boost. I would put a purple potion and only use a purple potion for the wind shrine. Just a little tip on the side. It gives you crazy boosts, like times 8, times 9, times 7, you know, like really good boosts. So yeah, only use that in the wind shrine. Now, super smoothie. Also really good, but I don't use it. It will be eventually a crafting component for good things, so I'm not gonna touch the super smoothies. Now, magic beans. You can use them to farm some stuff, but you will need them for the glitter. You need moon charms and magic beans for glitter, and you need a lot for that. That's why I usually very rarely touch the magic beans. I rarely use them. I rarely use the magic beans, everybody, so don't use them. You need them. Box of frogs, ant passes, you know, not really important, and everything else is not really important. I mean, you could think about the balloons, but that's a video that's a topic for another video. Now, let's see what I would use for a field boost. I can't field boost right now because my wind shrine is not working, so I'm gonna also leave that for another video. But let's go and see what we're going to use. So for my boost, I do kind of need my gumdrops, but if I have like a 27, you know, counter on here, I use maybe 3 gumdrops to trigger the right time for me to boost my field with a gummy mask. For example, when I have a bear morph, it's a good idea to boost your field with a mask. I would use that. I would obviously use micro converters. I would use a smooth dice probably to see where it goes. I would definitely use jelly beans. I would use a red extract. I would use a blue extract, depends on the field, but since I farm on white fields, I don't use them. I would use enzymes. I would use a tropical drink. I would put a purple potion into the wind shrine, and I would do nothing else, actually. That's about it, I think. Yeah, that's about it. So, obviously, a very good thing for boosting as well is getting nectar, as you can see here. I have satisfying nectar. I have 20 hours of it. I need that satisfying nectar. Check out my nectar guide on YouTube. It actually gives white pollen. Look at that. That's really good, the nectar. So, yeah, you need that for boosting as well. And that's basically a mid-game boost that I would rock. It's very important to not waste highly valuable resources, but the ones that you actually have a few from, you can use and waste, and that's my tip on mid-game boosting, kinda. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.